Yeah, good evening, everybody. So, Sai Chiranya, Kishore, Sai Surya Venkat, and Ganesh. Very good evening, everyone. Yeah, so as we know, today we are going to do clone, but now, so we have came with the topic called the HTML, CSS, and including of JavaScript. So, we'll wait for just like more 2 minutes, let others also join, right? So if you're having your friends, you can also share the same link to your friends, so let them also join. Okay, so very good evening, everyone. So as you know, I'm Nikita here. I'm from SEOAK. I'm a full stack Java facilitator here, right? So on every Saturday, right? So on every Saturday, we are coming up with a new concept. So same as like that, this Saturday we have came up with the concept called the Netflix concept, right? So usually, we know like what is meant by Netflix and what is the use of Netflix, right? So here we have came up with the same thought, right? So here how we can build a platform like Netflix, right? So actually we have developed the clone like Netflix, but here now, so what are in the previous sessions are there. So in the previous sessions we have used what the HTML CSS and like HTML CSS and Bootstrap, and another one we have used what HTML. So whatever the content that we have created now, so that is like in a dynamical part, right? So let me tell you. Yeah. So just I'm going to repeat like once again. So the students who are attended for the previous sessions, so they already know the concept, but the new students who came up like very first time, so I'm just going to repeat the content like once again here. No, like we are going to have like web pages like two types, right? So let me write what web pages, right? So here web pages is of what the two types. The first one that we are having is the static web page, and the other one that we are right. So here what is meant by static web page and what is meant by dynamic web page. So static web pages are nothing but the web pages are non-responsive web pages, right? So actually which doesn't interacts with the users, those in web pages are known as static web pages. So here we are going to include just like an HTML and CSS part, that's it, right? So by adding of these two, we cannot make the web page as functionally or web pages by using of the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? So but the web pages as dynamic, right? So today is our main concept is about JavaScript, right? So actually what is meant by JavaScript and what are the things that we are including in the JavaScript? So it is very, very important, right? So usually the students who have already learned like HTML and CSS, and some of the students who have already learned the JSS also. So like if you don't know like how to build a web page, right? So I'll make you to how to create a web page just by using of a JavaScript, right? So including of what including of JavaScript, right? So here you are get to know how we can add the JavaScript, right? Which is nothing but how we can add the functionality to the web page, right? So now we are going to build what the dynamic web pages, right? So as you know, so in the previous one, right? So in the previous session that we have created like an Amazon one, right? So we have built like Amazon, Yes or no? Right? So this is what we have done. So now in the today's class, Netflix. Okay, before going to that, so first we need to know about what? First we need to know the layout here, right? So usually the layout is same like an real Netflix, right? So just what I'm doing is, this is my web page. Let us assume this is my web page. So within the web page, what I'm doing is, so here it is having of like an Netflix logo, and after that here we are having of some certain language or some sign in button. So after that we are having of some text like this, some text and some like register, to register the thing. So we are having of some login buttons, right? So after this we are having of some certain movies, right? So usually whenever you are viewing, whenever you are seeing like in a real Netflix, right? So what I have did is, so in the last session we have designed same as it is of an Amazon clone, right? But now here we have designed like something different, right? So we have just included like old version of Netflix and new version of Netflix, right? So just we have combined it, right? So just for a basic change we have combined it. So we have created by our own, right? So which is nothing but our own creativity here, right? So just we have built the basic one, and but here I have added what? I have added the JavaScript. And note on the point that we didn't use any bootstrap, right? So bootstrap will make every web page like very responsive and very easy to build. But now I didn't use any bootstrap here, right? So this is a main point that you need to know, right? I didn't use of any bootstrap, just I have built what? HTML CSS and JavaScript. Okay, so fine. So this is how we can build, right? So I'm repeating you once again. If your friends who are like are joining, so we'll wait for like more other 2 minutes, right? So you can share your link to them also. And if you want to get like more notifications from our side, you need to subscribe to our channel. Already you know that, right? So most of the students have subscribed, and the remaining students who are new to our channel and new to our videos, so please go and subscribe to our channel. So on every Saturday you are going to get this like notifications like this, right? So we are going to came up with a new topic on every Saturday. Okay na? So this value gives you like more knowledge to you, right? So which is nothing but, so if you already know about like HTML CSS and JavaScript, so by listening of this one, so it is very easy to build the projects. Suppose if you don't know like what is meant by HTML CSS and JavaScript, so by looking into this video you can get to know like what are those languages, and how in further, suppose if you learn that language, what is the cases are developing the projects, right? So if you develop the projects using of those codes, those languages, so it is main beneficial for you, and it will add the weightage in your resume, right? So that's why I'm telling you. So attend every Saturday class, right? So I think in the last session, so we came up with the like the concept related to that data science, right? So same as like that, on every Saturday we are having of different concepts. So if you want to get notified with that, so go and subscribe to our channel, right? Fine. So coming to the subject part, so this is what, this is the main interface here, right? So if you can observe the real one, suppose here, just let me open the real Netflix. Right, so here we are having off like this. Okay, so this is what the sign in page, and whenever I click on like sign up now, so what it will do directly, it will move to the next one. So this is how it gonna be look like, right? So actually it is having like this. So what we have did is, we have just to combine the old version as well as new version, right? So we have added just like something different here, right? Okay, so I'll show you first the website, then we'll move to the coding part, right? So see here, so again I'm going to open here. So so in the desktop, yeah, so see here, this is what we have developed, right? So this is what the logo, and like some languages, to choose the language here, sign in button, and we are having of what, some text over here, right? After that we are having of like an email address, right? So after that, get started, right? We have having of on a button, right? And after that we are having of what, some movies here, right? So see here, we're having of some certain movies here, and if I click on it, it is moving to some other sites. Okay, fine. Now what I'm doing is, this is what, this is another part. So in how many ways you can use the Netflix. So this is what the concept. So enjoy on your TV. So you can watch on your TV also. So you can also download the movies. And this is what watch wherever. So here everywhere. So everywhere is nothing but you can see in your mobile or in your tab or in your laptop. So directly you can log in into your Netflix account and you can see that, right? So this is for what the create profiles for kids, and just in a drop down, and here we are having of again the email address and get started, and we are having of like some footer stage. Okay, now so in the today's session I'm mainly concentrating about on the JavaScript, right? So already usually we know like how to build an HTML and CSS. So most of the students are very strong in HTML and CSS, but they are like in a bit of weak in JavaScript, right? So here why they are going to weak, because in the JavaScript we need to build the logic here, right? So that's why the JavaScript gets like a bit of complicated, but not now, right? Okay, fine, we'll move to the concept now. So usually yeah, so you can see here, right? So actually I have created the four files. So the first file we can call it as what, the index.html, which shows you the Netflix page, and the other one we are having of styles.css, so where you are having of what, the entire styling here. And next main.js. So main.js is nothing but what, it is a JavaScript one. Okay, now fine, now what I'm doing is, so this is what the sign in page, right? So the sign in page is used to open the sign in one, right? So when where you will get is, so whenever I click on this like images, suppose here I want to log into this movie. So if I click on it, it will ask you for the sign in page. Okay, now fine, this is how we can develop here, right? So coming to the coding part, so we are having of what, we are having of like index.html, right? So already as I said you, so whenever you want to create any web page, so what you need to do first, you need to create a layout here, right? So the first layout will gives you the main idea how to build a website, right? So this is the first thing that you need to do. So just what I did is I have mentioned the like the syntax of an HTML. So within this one, so see here, I have mentioned what the title as like Netflix, and after that I have mentioned the link tag here to link the CSS file, and I have mentioned another link tag. So where I can give what I have given the font tabs, so for representing of an icons, right? So see here, you don't find like any bootstrap links over here, right? So I didn't use of any bootstrap, right? Fine. So now we are having of what, we are having of a body section, right? So within the body section, what I did is I have took the div called tag called div. So within the div we have mentioned what, the class is equals to main. Suppose I have took that one, right? So now what I want to do is here, so listen carefully. So this is what the main page, and here first one we are having of what, this image, and we are having of some background image and these buttons, right? Fine, we'll focus on that. So what I did is, firstly I have mentioned like some div class is equals to main, but now I want to set up the background image. So further what I did is, in the styles.css I have mentioned what, I have mentioned body. So background color is what, black, and I have mentioned what color is white. So why I took the background color is, more probably we are having the Netflix color, the background color should be what, the black. So that's why I have used what, the black color, and the color should be what, white. So what is meant by color, the text color, right? So what is the text I'm entering over there, so that should be in a white color. Okay, now fine. So after that I have used what, main. So within the main I have used what, the background image URL, so that is what, untitled some design. So here this is like I have edited in the canvas, so that's why you're going to get like this, right? So I have just edited this one. Okay, fine. So see here, I have mentioned the background image, and I have set it the height, and background size would be the cover, like which covers the like entire page, right? Fine. So next, okay, so just now what I'm doing is, after this one, sorry, so after this one what I did is, I have created another div which is having the class is equals to main 2. Suppose let us assume this is main 1 and this is main 2. Okay, so what I did is, div class is equals to image logo. So within the div I have mentioned what, the image tag, where you can place the Netflix image, and after that I have took another image, another div tag, so where class is equals to buttons. Okay, and here I have mentioned what, for getting off in a drop down, I have mentioned what, the details and summary tag, right? So already you know what is mean by like in a details and summary tag, where you can get the drop down over there, right? So the first one we are having of an English, and after that Hindi, right? So whenever you click on that, it will get you the drop down to mention the Hindi language also, right? And after that, what it is, I have mentioned the button, where I have given the styling, that is like background color should be the red and color should be the white. So here I have given what, the sign in one. Okay, so by this one, what we have just completed, we have completed the main part, like which is nothing but the header part. So just we have completed this one and this one. Okay, no? So I'm not much going detailing with the CSS part, because already you guys know, right? So let me show you. So just here we are having of what, main two. So I have mentioned display flex. So where we can arrange the elements, that is in a horizontal way, right? So and after that I have mentioned the image here. So in the image I have mentioned what, some I have adjusted the spaces, right? So that is like margin left and margin top. So which can give you the additional extra spaces over there, right? So the next one we are having of what, buttons. So buttons I have given like margin left would be some 700 pixels and display would be the flex. Fine. So next, I have given for the details and summary tag also. So for the details, we are having of what, some margin, padding, border radius, font weight, right? So these are the things that I have mentioned. So according to my device width, I have chosen what? I have chosen the values over there, right? So here, next, moving to the third div, right? So here we are having more main three. So here I have chosen what, the paragraph tags. So within the paragraph tags I have mentioned the id, that is p1, p2, p3 and p4, and within that I have written what, I have written the text here. I want to get, suppose if you can observe here, the each line is having of like different font size and different boldness, right? So this is how we are having. What I did is I have mentioned P1, P2, P3. So see here, when it comes to the CSS part, so here we are having of what, P1, P2, right? P. So here, if you can see here, right? So here I have mentioned what, the color should be the white, and font size would be the 60, and font weight should be the bolder, and font family like that, right? So that is how I mentioned. Next here, I have mentioned what? So after that, I have mentioned like one input tag. So within the form section, I have mentioned the input, and next one I have mentioned like button. So see here. After that, we are having of what, the input button, and next one I'm having of like button tag. Okay. So see here, whenever I'm developing here, right? So see, uh, the way of developing here, right? So I'm going to like stage by stage. So first stage it is completed, then after I'm moving to the next stage, right? So this is how it gonna be having like, okay now. So next we are having of what? So after this login button, we are having of this slider page, right? So whenever we click on it, right? So whenever we click on it, it is moving, right? So this is what I want to build, right? So see here, for that I have took like another div, right? Yeah. So I have to click another div. So within the div, I have mentioned what, class is equals to carousel container, right? So what I did, I had carousel container, right? So which is nothing but whatever the cards that we are providing actually, so that will be stored in a container, right? So that's why I have given like carousel container. So for my idea so after that, what I did is I have mentioned another button tag, and here I have button left, right? So this is what the class name, right? For my identification purpose, just I have used in this one, and id is equals to what, preview, right? So which is nothing but the previous one. So this is this symbol which notifies of the previous one. So if you click on this, so see here, if you click on this, it will move to the previous one. So if you click on this, that will be moved to the next one, right? So same as like that, I have mentioned what, so carousel button left, and that's why I have mentioned like this symbol. And after that I have mentioned what, div carousel track container, right? So track container is nothing but where we can move the container, right? So and after that I have mentioned what, carousel track, and here we are having of what, there are many divs, and within the div I have mentioned what, class is equals to cart, right? So by using of these names, we are going to write what, the CSS. That is the purpose of mentioning the class names, right? And after that, what it is to navigate, right? Suppose here what it is. So if you click on it, so if you click on it, so it will shows you the login page, right? Sign in page. Why? Because if you're not yet signed in, first you need to sign it there. So that's why I have mentioned what, within the anchor tag I have mentioned the sign in one, and after the anchor tag I have mentioned what, the image tag. Okay, now fine. So now what I did is after this one, so all other carousels I have mentioned, I will tell you how I added the JavaScript for this one. I will tell you, right? So first we'll see about what the thing, right? So after this one, I have mentioned what I have used the next one also, next button also. So after that, we are having of what? So just let me go to back, and here after that we are having of what? We are having of these type of content. So for that I have used what? Main 4. So here I have mentioned what the div. So for dividing of each and every card, I have mentioned what the HR tag, right? So here I have used what the HR tag, right? So probably like whenever you're learning some courses in like randomly in online, right? So they don't mention you like this HR tag, right? So we are having of some special tags like details and summary tag and this HR tag, right? So some mark you tags, right? So these are the tags they don't mention. They can tell you the syllabus, but these are the some of the important tags and some of the tags that we are going to use, but they don't mention you, right? So each and every concept from starting to ending and from scratch we are going to teach you, right? So if you want to know, if you want to join with our course, right? So who are the students who are attending for new, right? So for the first time who are attending, so for them I'm telling you from scratch we are going to teach you. If you're not yet registered with us, just come and register with us. And if you want to get some notification same as like this, so compulsory you need to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to join in our WhatsApp community, right? So where you can get like all the updates from there. Okay, no? So the two things that you need to follow, the first one is you need to subscribe, and the second thing that you need to join in our WhatsApp community. And we are having of like other social platforms, which is nothing but the LinkedIn and YouTube here, right? So already I said you to subscribe, right? So this is how we are having, right? And next one, fine. So just I have used in what I have used the div tag, so which is having of class is equals to 1, and row I have mentioned what some text here after that image, right? So see here, so text image, image text, right? So here for getting of an a side by side, right? So you can see here, right? So this is having of an alternate. So first we are having of text, and after that we are having of image. First image, then after text. First image, text, and then after image. So this is having of what the alternate one. So that's why I have given the text also in alternate way. Okay, now so see here, image, content, and after that image, right? So this is how I have mentioned. Okay, now fine. So after that, I have mentioned what FAQs, right? So FAQs is nothing but where you get the solution here, right? So actually, suppose here we are having of what frequently asked questions. So what is Netflix? How much does Netflix cost, right? So where I can watch and how can I watch on Netflix, right? So this is some of the questions, and so whenever you click on it, so you need to get the answer, right? So see here we are having of what on click is equals to click to, right? With this is what on click event, which is having in what the JavaScript, right? So after that I will tell you, right? After this one we are having of what the footer one. So in the footer where we are having of what this content, so just I have mentioned this one. I have mentioned like an input field, and after that button tag, right? So just we have mentioned some of the few points but detailing about our Netflix, right? So in the CSS here, so whatever the as usual properties and values that we are using, so same concepts I have used, right? So because for your understanding purpose I didn't touch like any advanced concepts, right? So we can develop an application in both ways, right? So by directly using of an advanced technologies, right? So advanced steps, and the other one is like very detailing one. So here what I did is I have used like very detailing concept which is useful for the students, for each and every student who knows the subject and who doesn't know the subject also, they can get to know like very easily, right? Okay, now so this is what the CSS part. So you can also see here, right? So we are having of what we are having of the same like background, border, font size, right? So what are the things that we have discussed usually, right? So they those all concepts that we have covered here. Okay, now so for getting off what for getting off an a sliding part, so just let me show you here. So usually, whenever I click on it, right? So just let me show you. So whenever I'm clicking on it, So whenever I'm clicking on it, what it is happening, it is moving to some other page, right? So how it is happening, whenever I click on it, clicking is nothing but what? So it is an event, right? So this is also we have mentioned, right? So how it is performing, actually it is moving like in a horizontal way. So we are having the concept called that in the transform properties we are having of the translate, right? So translate is nothing but moving from one position to another position. Yes or no? So already we have learned in the animation part. Okay, no? Right? So just what I'm doing is, just let me open the JavaScript here, right? So before going to the JavaScript one, so from your side, if you're having of any queries, you can ask me. Right, I'm going to check in the chat box. So from your side, before going to the JavaScript, so from the front end part, so from the HTML and CSS, if you're having of any queries, you can ask me. And some of them have mentioned like, ma'am, the certification have not been received in the last week. Okay, teacher, and yeah, we'll look into it. Okay. So actually, I have mentioned what I have mentioned the attendance sheet here. So each and every student should fill the form over there. So if we found you the name in the attendance sheet only, then we are going to issue the certifications. Okay, no? So if the any new students was there, so go and fill the form here. And next one, if you want to get contact with us, so or else if you want to register with us, so I can also provide you the number in the chat box. You can directly text here, right? Right. So first you need to do what? First you need to do the you need to fill the attendance sheet over there. Okay, no? So I'm waiting for you guys. If you're having of any queries from the HTML and CSS part, so please let me know. Harinandini, yes, ma'am. Okay, fine. Okay, so before going to the topic, so first we need to know what, like, okay, we know, like as I said you, so we are going to add the JavaScript. That's fine. So then, what are the things that we need to know here, right? So here, I mainly used what? The DOM manipulations. That's it. Very simply, right? So what are the basic part that we have there? So actually, I have used in what only the one condition, that is what the if else statement. So within statement, and remaining all I have used what just DOM manipulations. So which includes of the events, right? So and in that also I have just used the event called mouse events, that is like click event. That's it. I didn't use like much more. So Hari Nandini, I'm a new student, ma'am. Yeah, Nandini. So just what you need to do is just go and fill the attendance sheet here. Get the certification as well as if you are interested, so I can provide you the number in just next 5 minutes. So you can directly contact with the number, right? So our counselor will get a contact with you. Okay, na? Right. So just what it is, I have mentioned what I have just used the DOM manipulations and if else statement. That's it, right? So here, just let me tell you, like JavaScript is nothing but what? So JavaScript which is used to add the functionality to the web page. Yes or no? Then first we need to know about what actually what is mean by functionality here, right? So how many types of functions are there? So here in the JavaScript, so functionality function is nothing but it is a block of code which is used to perform some particular task is known as functionality, right? So what is mean by actually the block of code? So here where we mention within the curly braces, this is what the block of code. So what are the block of code that we are mentioning here? So we are writing in a function to perform this block of code. That is what the function is, right? So usually in JavaScript we are having of three types of functions, right? So just let me tell you, we are having of three types of functions. So the first one that we are having is the simple function, or also we can call it as like normal function. Okay, now, and the next one we are having of what? Anonymous function. And the third one we are having is arrow function. Okay, now, so these are the three different types of functions. The purpose is same, but the types are were different, right? So here I have used what? The end completely an arrow function. So and I have used also what? The simple function also. Just look into this. Okay, fine. So if you can observe here, right? So usually what it is. Okay, so here we have mentioned like the content. So that is, let me show you first. right? So this is how we are having. If I click on it, it is giving the text, and if I click on it, it is removing, right? So if I click on it, it is showing, and if I click on it, it is removing, right? So this is the basic functionality that I have added, right? So what I am doing is, so first one, let me show you the HTML code. So here, right. So what I did here, I have mentioned the h1, which is having of an id is equals to n1, and I have mentioned the div, which is class is equals to f1. So after that, I have mentioned like class is equals to f2 and id is equals to f2, like n2. That's how I have mentioned, right? So just what I did is here. First, I have retrieved what I have retrieved the. You can have the text like this. So let me show you. In the n1 we are having of what is Netflix dot query selector, right? So already you know the functionality to the web page. So first thing that you need to do is, first you need to select the element, html element, and then after you need to add the functionality, right? So this is the rule here, right? So just what I did is I have mentioned document dot query selector of n1. So document dot query selector of n1, hash n1 is nothing but which represents of an id. And I'm storing in one variable called heads. Okay, I just had I took a random value, that is what hits, and after that I have mentioned what var high. So I have mentioned like double high, double is h double I s. So here after that I have mentioned what document dot create element. So actually what I did is I have created my own element, right? So because I didn't written anywhere, I have created it by my own. So just after that what I did is, so whenever you give the content like a create element, right? So create element is nothing but, so I have mentioned what the bold tag or paragraph tag. So it will gives you like this only, right? Now what I want to do within the tag, I want to present the text. So that's how I'm mentioning of what. That's how I'm mentioning highs dot inner text. Inner text of, suppose I have mentioned like Netflix is a streaming service, so and so content I have mentioned here, right? So next what I did is I have mentioned what I have mentioned the color. The color should be the white, and the style visibility is what visibility is hidden. Okay now, and after that what I did is document dot query selector of f1. So what is the div tag we are having? For that we are what appending of an high. Append is nothing but what adding an element at last position, that is what append here. Just what I did is I'm going to append this one. Okay now, next I have written the function called click one. So see here I have mentioned on click is equals to click one. So just I have mentioned if has dot style dot visibility is equals to hidden. Suppose if the text was not appearing or it is in a hidden stage, then it should show me what it should show me the visibility is visible and the equals to block with this, like that I have mentioned, right? So whenever I don't find like anything, right? So actually here I have planned to mention the toggle function, right? So using of class list, within the class list we are having of like add a remove toggle, right? So if you add the toggle, if whenever you click on it, it is appearing it. But here I came up with like something different one, right? So like most of the students are know like how we can use a toggle concept, right? But what is another way of writing is if else a statement, right? So if if this text was hidden stage, if I click on it, it should be in visible stage. Suppose if I don't click on it, it should be what display none. It doesn't should not be display anything. Okay now, so after that what I did is I have mentioned what for the second one. So var head one, so which is nothing but you can see here I have mentioned what n2. This is what n2 and f2. So same process I have mentioned for the next one also. Click to. So same content. So you can do the same thing for the next two one also, right? And after that what I did is, right, this is the thing that I have mentioned. So next one we are having of what this one. So this includes of what? This includes of whenever your sidebar you are clicking, right? So the cards were already moving, right? So usually if you can see this, so I have took the variable called what? The track. So track is a variable that I have took actually. So track is equals to document dot get element by idea of carousel track. So already I said you, right, whenever we are creating of an cards, I have told you the IDs also, right? So class names also, class names and id names, right? So here we are having of what get element by idea of carousel track. So here I have mentioned what the next button and previous button. So where I'm getting this one, what it is storing, it is storing of document dot get element by id. So let me tell you once again. So usually to get the HTML elements in JavaScript, so we are using of what we are having of the five predefined functions. The first one that we are having is, so just let me write, document dot get elements by tag name. Okay. Next one, same as document dot get element by ID. Next one, document dot get elements by class name. And after that we are having of the query selector, and the next one is what, the query selector all, right? Okay. So here what is the purpose of this one is, suppose if you want to retrieve the elements using of a tag name, then you can go with what, get elements by tag name. Elements, you need to know what elements. And next you are going to get what, you are going to get like group of elements. Suppose if I want to get the element by using of an ID, right? So already we know the ID is having of only the one, right, which is nothing but the single the unique one, right? So that's why I have mentioned what, get element by, not elements, element by, right? And after that if I want to get the elements by using of class names, that's why I have mentioned what, elements by class name. And after that we are having of the query selector and query selector all. So here the main use of this query selector and query selector all is you can retrieve by using of a tag name, by using of an ID name, or by using of a class name, right? So this is what, this is a combination of two same. But if you mention query selector, you are going to get retrieve of only the single element, but here you are going to get like all the elements. Okay, now fine. So just what it is, I have mentioned what I have mentioned, like document dot get element by ID, that is carousel track. Next get element by ID of next, get element by ID of previous one. So just let me show you. Right, you can see here ID is equals to preview, and after that we are having of what, ID is equals to next. So that's why I have mentioned what, so here that's why I have mentioned here like ID is equals to next ID of preview, and I have retrieved those elements I'm storing in one variable, right? So because instead of writing like multiple times, what I did is I have mentioned what, just a variables, right? So a track, next button, previous button, right? So like that I have mentioned. Next what I did here, I have mentioned let index is equals to 0, right? So actually I'm taking one variable called an index which is having the value called 0. Next what I did is I have mentioned const card width is equals to 220. So here card width is nothing but, suppose whatever the card that we are having here, so for that one I have mentioned what, like 220, right? So for your reference purpose I have written here 200 pixels is nothing but what, it is an exact size plus 20 pixels of margin, right? So 10 pixels of each side. Suppose here if you can assume I'm having often a card here, I'm placing often a card photo, right? So suppose I'm filling photo. So what I'm doing here, I have mentioned like 220, which is nothing but the entire card. So let us assume the frame size will be the 220, and the photo size will be the 200. And whatever the remaining size that is like extra, that is left and right, so that will be considered as an extra spaces which can be covered under the framing part. So same as like that, I have mentioned what? I have mentioned like that. Right. So Stravika, so she is asking like, ma'am, tag ID and what, ma'am? Okay. So you are going to get like this tags in HTML, and you are going to get this ID and class name. You are going to get all these things in CSS part, and you are going to implement these concepts in JavaScript. Okay, now Durgesh, very good evening. So and Shubham Bosle was asking, ma'am, how to join in WhatsApp community. Actually, I have mentioned I have provided the link, a link also. You can directly go through that. And ma'am, where should I get the source code? Okay, Durgesh. So you need the source code, right? Fine, we'll send you after completion of our session. So what you need to do is you need to fill up the form for getting of a certification. Same as like that, you are going to get the source code also, right? But I'm suggest you do, what is the use of like pasting of a source code? Yes or no? So if you learn the course and if you have a knowledge on building of an code, so it is like very nice to see, right? So it will be useful for you. But what is the use of like copying of an code, right? So I think okay, it's okay, I'm agree with that, that you are beginners, compulsory you need like a source code. But what I'm trying to tell you is, even though you are beginners also, so compulsory you need to start writing of an code, right? So usually if you can ask like my old students or like that, so they are capable of building this websites, right? So if you go through the LinkedIn site, so here if you can search for the SEO, right? So here in that one, so through that my students were actually tagged the channel. So if you can directly see that like CEO, so compulsory you are going to get what, you are going to get the many projects that our students have did, right? So if you want you can directly go through that, okay now. So for getting more certificate clarification, ma'am. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, Durgesh, I agree with that. So, conformly, I'm going to send you the source code, no problem. So, you need to text to the WhatsApp number. So, actually, I have mentioned the WhatsApp number over there. So, directly you can text to the WhatsApp number. For sure, I'm going to send you the source code, okay? Right, okay. So and I'm telling you to the students like who have completed the HTML CSS and JavaScript in our course, so you need to build the same website. So actually some of the students were already built some of the web pages, that is like an e-commerce website and same as like this. But I'm telling you to build same as like Netflix, right? So after seeing this one, so already you gotten a knowledge, right? So same as like that, you need to build what, you need to build the same website, okay now. Fine. So coming to the next one, so here I have mentioned what I have mentioned, like, so next button, right? So whenever I'm clicking on the next button, so what it should be happen, so add event listener, right? So add event listener is nothing but which is used to add an events to the elements, right? So we are selecting of a particular element, and for that element we are having of an adding of an event listeners, right? So usually we are having of an different types of an adding of an listeners, that is like events. So the first one is we can add through what, on click event, that is like inline event. So let me show you here. So see here, on click is equals to click one. So which is nothing but what? So this is a inline JS, right? So inlinely we are adding of what, JavaScript, right? So same as like that, what I did is I have mentioned what, next button dot add event listener. So it is an external JS, right? So I have mentioned what. So firstly I have passed the event name, that is what, click event. So whenever I click on it, so this is what, this is an arrow event here, right? So arrow function, sorry. So already I said you, right? So the functions are of like three different types. So the first one that we are having is like simple or normal function, and after that we are having is what, the anonymous function. Anonymous is nothing but unknown or without having of any name. So and third one that we are having is arrow function, so that it is looked like this, okay now. So next what I did is const max index is equals to track dot children dot length hyphen 3. So which is nothing but, so whenever you click on that, so it will move what, it will move the content and it will shows you like at least three cards at a time. So which is nothing but according to the device bit that we have mentioned, I have took the length of like only three. If you want to set it for 5, if you want to set it for 10, you can your wish, right? So you can mention over there, right? So just what it is, if index, so index value is what, 0. If 0 is less than max index, so max index is what, suppose I have mentioned what, 3. So if it is 1, so what it should give, index plus plus. So which is nothing but the index should be incremented by 1. So that's why it is moving to the next cell. Track dot style dot transform. Already I said you, right? In the animation part we are having of the transform properties. So for that we are having of for translate. For representing in the horizontal form I am using of translate x here, right? So I have mentioned what, the dollar symbol, and so here I have used what, the backticks. Okay now. So back if while you are using of a backticks, compulsory you need to mention the dollar symbol, and here I have mentioned what, the index into card width. Okay now. So next this is for what, the next one. So next one is what, the previous one. Suppose here if I click on the previous button, what it should give, it should give index is greater than 0, right? Suppose here If it is greater than 0, what it should give? Index minus minus. So see here, usually we are having often a page. So whenever I click on the next button, so actually the index value would be the 0. Whenever I click on it, it is sliding the content and is providing the cards. So that's why the index value is getting more. Suppose here if all cards were completed here, right? So the index value will be get like maximum value. This index value is greater than 0, then it should be decrement. So that's why whenever I be clicking on the previous button, so it is continuously slide moving off to the previous ones, right? So same as like the track dot style dot transform of backticks of translate x. So that is dollar index into card width, right? So this is how usually we're going to be having like, okay, no? So here in this one, right? So if you want to design same like me, so you need to learn what? You need to learn some of the few things. So let me tell you what are the things here, right? So the first thing that you need to know is compulsory you need to have a grip on HTML and CSS. So it is very very important to have a grip in HTML and CSS. So usually I don't use like Bootstrap. If you want to use Bootstrap, you can also use Bootstrap. Okay, no? And so okay, these are fine. So in the HTML you need to know like everything, but in the CSS you can know like what is meant by like background properties, border properties, right? So font properties like this you need to know. And coming to the JS part, so compulsory you need to know like how we can add JS, right? We are going to add in three ways, that is inline, internal, and external. And next one, we need to know how to get an element, how to get an HTML element, and how can we add the functions, right? So here, how many types of functions are there? How many types of functions and declarations? So if you know the declaration only, then you are able to add the functionality, right? After this one, you need to know about what? You need to know about what are the events are there. Okay, now we can add the event listener which comes in the so what are the mean by events and how we can add the add event listeners over there, right? And after that you need to know what? You need to know about the logic part, right? So that you need to build by your own, right? So you need to get an idea whenever you are building of any application. You need to get an idea that what is the next step that I need to do, right? So that constant thinking you need to be having, right? You need to have, right? So this is how you need to know these concepts, build the Netflix concept, right? So not only the Netflix, you can build like more any other also. Okay, now? So I think everybody is clear with this. Okay, fine. So just let me tell you once again one more important concept for the new students. I'm telling you, right? So here you may ask me, right? So ma'am, why we need to join in your institute only, right? So what is advantages of joining in your institute, right? So let me explain you one thing, right? So as you can see here, we are developing of what? We are developing of a real time projects, right? So already what are the projects we are having, right? So usually we are having of the Amazon, Netflix, right? So some of the restaurants, right? So we are having of already these pages. So what we are doing here, we are creating of a cloning here, right? So we have created the cloning and we are building of a content, right? So same as like that, if you are able to build, then obviously you are going to build the real time projects also. Yes or no? Then before going to build the real time projects, you need to get an opportunity, right? So here in our academy called SEOAK, here we are going to provide what? We are going to provide you the entire course for you, right? And after that, so whenever you are in the course, right, in the duration of your course, so we'll observe your what? We'll observe your performance here, right? So the students who are like interacting with each other, right? So who are giving an answers, right? So whenever we are in like in every week or like in a month, we take like a thrice times, right? So we are having often a mock interviews too. So the students who are performing like more going to be shortlist some of the students, right? And at last, after completion of the course, we are going to conduct a exam for each and every student, right? So here this is then a new opportunity for the students, so that we are offering of what? That we are offering of an internship opportunity, that is like the paid internship opportunity after completion of your course. And whatever the exam that we are providing you, you need to qualify in the test. And after that, we are going to give what? We are going to give you the internship fund, so where you can build with, where you can work with the developers over there, right? So you can learn the content like that is in a real time projects. Okay, so you are going to get like each and every content with the paid internship, so which is nothing but around like 15,000 of stipend. And next thing, your if your performance was too good, we are also offer you the scholarship for you, right? So you need to know this one. Okay, ma'am, this all fine. Then what about certification part, right? So here, the entire course, the certification gives you more weightage, right? So some recruiters may see, right? So what is the course that you have took and where you have took, right? So what is the certificate that you are having, right? So most of the interviewers will look into this one. So here, our institute, right? So you are going to get the certificate from SEOAK developers community, and which is collaborated with what, which is collaborated with the Wipro and AWS, right? So this is what, this is very very important, right? So which gives you like more weightage to your resume. Okay now, so this is what, this is the main important advantage for you, right? So you are going to get like high weightage in your resume, and you are going to get your internship certificates and your course completion certificates, right? So you are going to get like all this one, which gives you like lot of weightage to your resume. Okay now, so I'm just going to repeating you once again. So the first advantages that you are going to get is, you are going to get the entire complete course. Okay now, complete course with projects. Okay now, so here you are going to deal with the projects, like actually we are involving in the projects like around 8 to 9, but the students have like no limited here, right? So you can build the projects as your own, right? So you can build like number of projects, and after that, so you are going to get students, as well as in the same thing you are going to get the recording classes too. And here you are having of the mock interviews. Okay now, so you are going to have an assessments too. Okay, so after all this, we are going to observe your performance, and will offer you what, will offer you the internship as well as the scholarship. Okay, and after all this, you are going to get what, so you are going to get like a paid internship, right? So here, this is the resume. Apart from this, you are having often a more advantage, that is, you will be more active in the LinkedIn. Okay now, you can showcase your profile in LinkedIn, and we can also tell you, right, how to do your projects and how to push your projects into GitHub, right? So this is like very very important one. So these are the things that you are going to get. Okay now, right? So I'm just gonna repeating you once again. So if you want to just notify like all these type of concepts, so compulsory you need to subscribe to our channel, right? So you can directly, so let me show you our channel first. Fine. So if you can directly watch, directly go to the YouTube and directly type it for like SEOAK, you are going to get our YouTube channel. Go and subscribe there. So that you are going to get notified for every Saturday and whatever the notifications that we are providing, right? So we are going to give you the internship opportunities over there, right? So and we are notifying you the placement offers also. So you can directly watch over there. So for that, you need to do what, you need to subscribe to our channel. So if you want to get like a more active in the LinkedIn with us also, you can directly get connection with our LinkedIn one, right? So and as I said you, I have already provided you the WhatsApp channel for you there, so you can directly join in our WhatsApp community too. Okay no, so if you're having of any queries from your side, so just ping me in the chat box, I'm going to clear your doubts, right? So we are having of more like more 3 minutes. I'll be waiting for you. So please ping a message in the chat box. And please let me know like how you felt with this session, right? So how much it is useful for you. So please let me know in the chat box. So actually our institute is in Hyderabad now, that is in Madhapur. So if you want to get contact with us, just please do contact with the number that I have provided you. Just I'm mentioning you once again. Okay. So any queries? So please let me know. Nice, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ganesh. No, no. So what are the classes that you are registering for? I'm going to teach you the entire course for you guys. Not only this session. So I'm going to teach you the entire full stack for you. Okay. I'm going to take you with like 3 months course with you. I'm going to be 3 months with you, right? So I'm going to teach you the entire course and I'm going to handle each and every project. Okay. Right. I think no queries from your side. Okay, so thank you for being like consistency. So I hope like everyone like this session. So and if you want to get notified with the channel, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. We'll meet you on the next Saturday with the other new concept. Okay, thank you so much. Twice a week. Sure, Ganesh will make it happen. Okay. So what I need you from your side is, so I'm going to take you the sessions, but what your experience and what you have gained. So please mention in the chat box or mention in the comment section. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. So thank you for maintaining of consistency. So the people who have already joined, so they have stayed from starting to this time. So thank you to everybody.